I have a great true story for you. It's about a guy named Herman. He was born in New Hampshire. At an early age, Herman was fascinated by skeletons. And as this fascination grew, it evolved into a fascination with death. Thereafter, he just became obsessed with death. He chose later in life to go and study medicine. Now, at medical institutes, you need bodies to dissect and examine in order to learn. These bodies are called cadavers. So, while he was there studying, he used to steal these cadavers. And then he would burn them and disfigure them. He would thereafter place them out so it looks like they died of an accident. Now, people assume he did this as an insurance fraud, like he would register these bodies, and when they showed up dead, he would collect on the insurances. When he graduated, he renamed himself Dr. Henry H.H.Holmes. He moved to Chicago, and he worked in a drugstore as a pharmacist. While he was there, the drugstore owner died, and Henry convinced the drugstore owner's wife to sell him the business. After a little while, the police show up. The lady who he bought the drugstore from had gone missing. And Henry was like, nope, I don't know anything about it because I bought this drugstore from her and then she moved to California. So the police look into it and they cannot verify the story, and she was never seen again. After a while, Henry became quite successful. He built a 3-story hotel. Everyone started calling it the castle. People started noticing that a lot of young, beautiful girls were going into this building and they weren't coming back out. But nobody knew what was going on. So Henry, while he had this hotel, continued with different frauds and schemes, and he was traveling a lot. And when times got tough and he wasn't getting that many people into the hotel, he decided to go to Texas, steal horses, and then sell them, and he made a fortune. But eventually Henry got caught. While he was in jail, he concocted a scam with his cellmate, Marion, and said to Marion, we'll fake our debts and collect some insurances. But when Henry got out of jail, he teamed up with his partner Benjamin and decided, okay, I'm going to fake my death, and Benjamin, you are going to go and collect on the insurances and pay me part of the money you collect. So Henry faked his death. But the insurance company, they smelt something fishy, so they refused to pay. After that, Henry said, okay, let's try this again. This time, you, Benjamin, fake your death, and I'll collect on insurances and share it with you. But Henry decided to kill Benjamin for real, and then he collected on the money. Now, Benjamin's wife, she knew about all these insurance scams, and so Henry convinced her that Benjamin was actually still alive, and, here's some money for you. But then he started to feel like one of Benjamin's kids might report him. Benjamin had 5 kids. Henry ended up killing 3 of them to try and keep the scam quiet. But Henry's cellmate, Marion, was really unhappy that Henry did not include him in this scam. So Marion reported Henry to the police, and the police came and arrested him. When the police went to Henry's castle, they made an astonishing discovery. They had realized that the first 2 upper floors had about 100 rooms in them, and some of these rooms were like prisons. They had doors that only locked from the outside. They had gas lines inside the room so that he could gas them whenever he felt like it, so that they would suffocate and die. Some of the rooms were soundproof, and throughout the building, there were peepholes, trapdoors, staircases that led to nowhere, and it also had like chutes that went down to the basement. And when the police went down into the basement, they discovered that he had his own little torture lab. He had a dissecting table, a stretching rack, his own crematory. Besides cremating bodies, he would also put the bodies into a pit of acid to destroy it. They even found body pieces that were so badly disfigured and in so many pieces and so rotten that they couldn't say how many bodies there were. What Henry used to also do was kill these people who stayed in his hotel, strip away their flesh from their bones, and sell their skeletons to medical schools, saying that it was human skeleton models. Henry's hotel, which was known as the Castle, was renamed the Murder Castle. Thereafter, the hotel was remodeled for a tourist attraction, and they renamed it Henry's Horror Castle, but it burnt down shortly before its opening. Henry eventually confessed that he had committed about 130 murders, although experts believe that it's well over 200. In 1896, one of America's first serial killers, H.H. Holmes, was hanged to death. I hope you liked the story. Please follow me for more true crime stories.